have a word of encouragement. I was out a few days last week and a day the week before. Then we had, some interviews and some other stuff come in and come up, and we didn't really get into a word of encouragement. But I'm gonna make sure that I take a little bit of time today, a little bit of time, and we're gonna jump into a word of encouragement. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. I told you all that one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to have the Power series, right? I said that the Power series would be a 21 days of encouragement, and it would be something, a little bit different, than what I normally would do here on the radio. And as I said, that when I originally started 21 days of encouragement, I started doing it exclusively. I did it exclusively online, right? I exclusively did it. Of course, when I started 21 Days of Encouragement with my best friend PJ Williamson, when we started it, and I came to him with the vision. I mean, all we had at the time was the availability or the capability of doing it online. We didn't have, I didn't have a radio show, didn't have all this, that we have now. And so I want us to, as I evolve and as the ministry evolves, I want to incorporate everything. I had said that originally when I did said I would do the Power series. I said we would do it exclusively online, right? Well, I've such I've since had a little talk with the Lord and all of that, and talked with my wife, and I talked with PJ and all of them, and everybody said, man, embrace everything that you got. Embrace everything in who you are, right? So I'm a radio guy now. I still do a little bit of social media stuff, but I'm a radio guy now. So I'm going to do 21 Days of Encouragement, the Power Series, right here, live every day on 93.5 KPPM. I say every day. I'm gonna work out how if how, no, yeah, I'm gonna work out how I'm gonna do it on Saturdays because it's not gonna be very long, on Saturdays and Sundays. But I'm gonna work that out. I'm gonna throw something in there for y'all so y'all can get it. All right, all right, all right. Well, listen, let's go ahead and jump right on into day one. Day one. This is day one of the Power Series. Now, here is where we are with the Power Series. First off, you know that this is the year of vision. This is the year of vision. And as we start off with day one, I want to incorporate the vision piece, right? I want to incorporate the year of vision in the Power Series. So here's what I want you to see and what I want you to know. I want you to understand the power of the vision. The power of the vision. And I kind of dealt with this beforehand when we first jumped into this series about vision, but I want us to go a little bit deeper. When we start to talk about vision, there are certain things I told you that vision does for you. Vision gives direction, vision gives clarity, and vision gives perspective. All right. When you have a vision, when God gives a vision, it gives you clarity, it gives you direction, right? And here's the thing. Let me start with that clarity piece. You know, there is so much power in your vision. There's so much power in your vision. Once you get to the place where you accept the vision that God has for you, we spend so much time. We spend so much time fighting against the vision. We spend so much time fighting against God and fighting against what He has laid out for us and what He has in store for us because we feel like, nah, that's not the way I want to go. That's not the thing that I want to do. That's not how I saw my life going. And we get so, I mean, adamant about that, and we fight the vision. Right? Yeah, no, you don't believe you do, but trust me, I know it that we do because I've done it, right? I remember, I'm gonna share a quick story. I remember, right, when I was a freshman in college. I may have shared this, I know I've shared this with you all before, it's been a while. I wanted to get away, right, I was getting away from home and I wanted to get away from all the church stuff, from being the little preacher. I just wanted to go and as the prodigal son did. I wanted to give my life over to riotous living, if you will, right? Yeah, I told myself when I left home, I said, man, I'm about to leave home. I'm about to get on these girls. I'm about to go to parties. I'm about to, and as soon as I got to campus, as soon as I got to campus, everybody started calling me Rev because they already had another James on the team, right? Yeah, so they couldn't call me James. So what they called me? They called me Rev. Hey Rev, what's going on? I was like, oh man, and everybody knew what that meant too. No, why they? Oh, and then the ones who didn't know, they would ask, why they call you Rev? Oh man, he a little preacher. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he a little preacher. Coach been talking about we got a little reverend coming, so that's Rev right there. And it was hard for me to escape, right, from what it is that God had for me. It reminds me of the story of Jonah, right? Jonah found himself, running from the things of the Lord, running from the call of the Lord, and that's what I found myself trying to do, trying to run from it. Right? I get on campus, coach tell my man, go ahead and join FCA and do this and do that, and telling me, man, I want you to become the FCA president, and maybe next year or whenever, man. I wasn't trying to do all that. I just wanted to get on the. I'm telling you, that was my mission. I hadn't had an opportunity to just really do that because everywhere that I knew, or everywhere that I went, rather, they knew. Oh man, James a preacher, man. James a little reverend. James a little minister. You know, and so I was limited in what I could do. So I say all that to say, once I grasped hold of the vision, right? Let me tell you what ended up happening. I rebelled so much in college and in everything else. Ended up, they put me on what was it, academic probation. I lost my chance of getting my scholarship, all of that, because I didn't even keep my grades up. Didn't do. We would go to study hall. I'd be trying to holler at the girls on the girls' basketball or any of the girls that were in there studying. I wasn't doing no real studying, you know. Yeah, but see, my big brother Ray, he online on Instagram. He chimed in. He said he was there. you know. Anyway, ended up, having to go back home, back to Shreveport. Back to where everybody knew who I was. Couldn't do, all of that. Became the youth pastor, youth minister. And I'm telling you, once I got in line with the vision, ended up doing the same thing that the coach at Alcorn wanted me to do. You know, I ended up doing all that kind of stuff. Ended up doing it anyway. But the problem was I was too busy trying to rebel against the vision. But once I grasped hold of the vision, I'm telling you, some stuff began to fall in line. Yeah, I'm not saying that everything was perfect. I'm not saying I didn't have any issues. But what I'm saying is that some stuff didn't have to be as hard because I was rebelling against a vision that was already set. He told me, he said, James, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. I knew you. I had called you. You were set apart. This is what you, and I said, no. I'm out of mama's house. I'm out of Louisiana, out of Shreveport. Don't nobody here know me. I'm about to go wild. God said, I got something in store for you. And many of us, you may not have been in the same place that I was. You may not have been already called and trying to rebel against the calling. Many of you found yourself in a place where you heard the call and you said, "I'm going to run the other way." Many of you heard the call and you said, "No, no, and I'm not just talking about the call to preach. I'm just talking about even a call to salvation. I'm talking about a call to right living. I'm talking about a call to a life that is poured out before God. And we've been fighting. We fought against God. We fought against the vision. But let me tell you about the power of the vision. When I finally got in line with the vision, I remember I was, still trying to do my own thing here and there. I had a car. This when I first got in line with the vision. I mean, stuff started going. I was able to get a car. You know what I'm saying? I had all this stuff going. Then I got this young lady, right? And even though she was in the church, she wasn't necessarily of the church, right? And riotous living. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Riotous living is what I was trying to do. And in the midst of that, that riotous living, I had an apartment. I lost my apartment, lost my car, you know. all of that. I lost all of that stuff when I got out of line with the vision. I get back in line. I start surrendering. I say, all right, we're going to start doing Bible studies at my apartment. This was just before I lost it. I had lost the car already. And I was already, I think, on my way to the eviction because I was behind, and the job wasn't quite, going the way it needed to go because I didn't have a car. And I had given the young lady so much of my money, trying to make her happy and please her, all of that. And she was doing with whomever, whatever, she felt like doing. And I found myself in a position where I had lost, just about everything. I said, all right, I'm gonna start doing Bible studies in my apartment. Did a couple of Bible studies and all that. Then a job opened up, right? I'm telling you what happens when the power of the vision, when you grasp hold of the vision that God has for you, when you grasp hold of the vision that God has in place for you, doors begin to open, things begin to change, things begin to happen. I'm gonna play this song here in just a second by Kiara Shear. She says it keeps on happening. When you get hold of the vision of God and you say, God, I trust you. Things that see, going back to the word of God, going back to the story of Jonah, soon as Jonah got in line with the vision and said, okay, Lord, I surrender. God caused the fish to spit Jonah up. He went into Nineveh, he witnessed, and what happened? What he thought was going to be an impossible situation, where he thought he was going to meet resistance, where he thought he would possibly be killed, they began to surrender. And as they began to surrender, more and more they began to come to God. See, when you get in line with the vision, the things that seemed impossible, they become possible. They become easy. That's the power of the vision. We're in the power series, right? We're still going to talk about vision, but we're in the power series for 21 days. We're going to talk about the power, right? We're going to talk about power, and I'm going to show you. So I told you that your vision, right? The power of the vision is that it gives you clarity, it gives you direction, right? And it brings things into perspective. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that over the next couple of days, but I want somebody to see there is power in your vision. All right? We're in the power series, and we're starting off talking about the power of clear vision, clarity. When I finally got that clarity that God's way was right, that God's way was better than my way, man, I'm telling you, things begin to fall in line. Things begin to fall in place. And here's where we're going to pick it up on tomorrow. When things begin to fall in place, I begin to find my direction. Because the power of the vision is it not only gives clarity, but it also gives direction. Friends, it is my prayer. It is my prayer for each and every one of you under the sound of my voice that you begin to allow vision to work and to take place in your life, right? That you accept and receive not your vision, not the vision that your parents had for you, not the vision that your spouse has for you, not the vision of the way even you saw your life going. No, accept God's vision. Accept God's vision. When my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, and seek my face, then will I hear them from heaven, and I'll heal their land. If you will just get right vision, you'll get the clarity. You'll receive that healing, which will lead to the right direction. It is my prayer that you receive the vision of God so that you can walk in the power of the vision. Friends, let me play this song for you. It's Kiara Shear. All right, it's Kiara Shear. And it is simply entitled, I said the name of the song earlier. It Keeps Happening. It Keeps Happening. That's the name of the song. Here it is, right here on I Am Encouraged Radio.